Hello there, you beautiful people. So let's get into building this Pig Latin project, shall we? Now, we already have our outline from the last video, so let's just get on with the first task. We need the user to enter a sentence. Now, as a micro challenge, I want you to get the user's input sentence and store it in a variable called original. Okay? But as an added challenge, I want you to convert that sentence all into lowercase before you store it, and I want you to strip away any extra space from both ends of the string before you store it as well, using the appropriate string methods. So go ahead now and give that a go. Now, don't be afraid to look in the Python docs or have a cheeky Google search if you can't remember how to do it, as that's how you're going to program in real life anyway, right? So get the user input, store it in a variable called original, but before you do so, convert it all to lowercase and strip away any blank text from the side. So go ahead and do that now, and I'll see you in a minute to see how you did. Okay, so how'd you get on? Here's how I'd have done it. I'd have done original equals input. Please enter a sentence. Space like that. Convert it to strip away any text. Convert it into lowercase. Job done, right? Very nice. If you got that, then well done. It's really brilliant use of the course content so far, and you should be very proud of yourself. Now, the next step is to split that text up into individual words, which we can convert into Pig Latin. Well, there's a useful string method called split. Okay, this method will split a string by default at each word, so in between each word, and create a list. So let's make a list called words. Words equals original dot split. Okay, now I'm actually just going to print words just to show you how that works. Okay, so I'm going to enter a sentence. Let's just say this is Pig Latin. And as you see, the way that now it's broken them up in between each word and created a list of each word. Very nice. So, cool. Now what we need to do, if I go back to our script, now what we need to do is to loop through all of those words and convert them into Pig Latin. So, first of all, we need a place to store the new words. So let's make a new variable called new words and just set that blank. It's a blank list. Now, for the actual conversion, there are a few rules. Let me write them in the comments. If it starts with a vowel, just add yay. Otherwise, we're going to move the first consonant cluster to the end and add a, not yay. Okay, so those are the two rules that we're going to follow. So the first thing we're going to need to do is create a for loop that's going to go through each of these words. I'm going to get rid of the print. It's going to go through each of these words and apply these rules and then save them in new words. So, as a micro challenge, I want you to create a for loop that's going to go through each of the words in this list, in words basically, and print them out to the screen. That's all I want you to do. So go pause the video now and have a go at making a for loop that will print out each of the words in the list, and then come back to see how you did. Alright, so how did you get on? Well, I'd have done it like this. I'd have just gone for word in words, print that word. Okay, now if I file it, save and run this, it's going to ask us for a sentence. This is Pig Latin. It's going to print out each word. This is Pig Latin, but all in lowercase. Fantastic. If you got that, then well done on basically internalizing the stuff we've been talking about with for loops. So this is fabulous, but we don't just want to print out all the words. We want to actually convert each word into Pig Latin and add it to the new words list. So let's head back on over to our script and let's build the case if the first letter was a vowel. Okay, so what we're going to do is in here, we're going to type, the vowels in English are A, E, I, O, U, right? And what we want to do is to check whether the first letter of the word is a vowel, right? So the first letter is going to be, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to say if the first letter of word is in those vowels. Okay, now we've got a way of checking whether it starts with a vowel, because the first letter, this is how we get that. If that's in the vowels, i.e. if it's a vowel, all we need to do now is just add yay to the end of the word. So let's create a variable called new word and set that equal to the original word plus yay. Not equals, plus yay. So whatever the original word was, we're just going to add yay to the end. Now we need to put that inside the new words list. So very simply, new words dot append new word. Okay, so we're going to go through for each of the words in the original sentence, and if that word starts with a vowel, we're going to add yay to the end of it and then put that inside our new words list. So that is the case for vowels. Done. Now let's just see how that. Let's just see if that works, right? So let me just print out at the end new words. Okay, I'm just going to print that out here. Now if I just type in eat, it's going to say eat yay. There we go. So that works absolutely fine. That's pretty much what we wanted. What if we had apple? Apple should give us apple yay. So if I run that, apple yay, fantastic. And if I give them more than one, does that work? Let me just go in here. Does that work if I give them more than one? Eat apple, eat yay, apple yay, working perfectly. Now if the word doesn't start with a vowel, we need to do something else. So let's type the else keyword here. Okay. So what we can do is we need to move the consonant cluster to the end of the word and then add yay. The problem is, how do we know where the consonant cluster ends? Well, what we can do is we can loop through each letter in the word and find the index where the letters turn into vowels. So for this, we need to keep track of the index somehow. So let's make a variable called vowel pos, short for vowel position, and we're going to set that equal to 0 to begin with. Now let's make a for loop to loop through each letter in the word. So for letter in the word, because remember the word is a string, strings are iterable, so we can do this, we can go through each of the letters. Now if that letter isn't a vowel, we want to increment the vowel position by 1. So if it is a vowel, we just want it to stop looping through because we know where our consonants end. To stop it looping through prematurely, what we're going to do is, okay, I'm going to say, first of all, if that letter is a vowel, actually, if that letter is not in A, E, I, O, U, then we're going to say the vowel position equals vowel position plus 1. Okay, so we're just going to continue to move up this vowel position and always assume that the vowel is coming next. Always assume that the vowel is coming next. Okay, but if it is a vowel, so I'm going to put else here. If it is a vowel, we just want to stop looping through because now we know that's where our consonants end. And we're not going to increment we're not going to keep going through every letter in the word anymore. We're just going to stop the for loop. So for that, we need to use the break keyword. Now the break keyword will break us out of a loop. It'll also work for while loops and put us back inside this else statement because we're in a loop at the minute. We're going round. And by using the break keyword, we're going to break out of the loop and come back into the else statement up here. As a side note, there's also the continue keyword, which kind of does the opposite. That just takes from where you are and goes right back round to the top of the loop again, which we may encounter in the future. It just skips the rest of the loop and goes straight back to the top, which is the next iteration. But for now, we're going to use break. Okay, awesome. Now we know where our consonants end. Okay, so what we want to do is so if it's a vowel, basically, our vowel position is going to be exactly where the first vowel is. So now we need to take a slice of the word up to, but not including that vowel index. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and we are going to take a slice like this. The consonants are going to be the word all the way up to the vowel position. Okay, so now we've got all of our consonants in this variable called cons. Now, positioning this actually is rather important. We need this to be inside this else condition for this to work. Now, the rest of the word, right, we're just going to call that the rest, which is going to be everything after the consonant cluster, is going to be the word from the vowel position, including the vowel, and all the way to the end. Okay, sorted. And that's a bit complicated, but bear with me. Now, we just need to take the consonant position and add that onto the end. Okay, add all the consonants onto the end and add yay. So now new word is going to become the rest plus the consonants plus the word or the phrase a. Woohoo! We did it, right? So I think that should be pretty much it. Now we just need to append that word to the new words list. New words dot append new word. Okay, so what we've done is we have found out where the vowels begin. We've cut up to that point and stored that in consonants. See, up to the vowels. Then we've taken the rest of the word, which is the vowels and onwards. And we've created the new word by taking the rest of the word, adding the consonants onto the end, then adding a, just like our Pig Latin rules say we need to. Then we finally added that word to our new word list. So let's try both words together, okay? Let's say we have egg and glove. It's going to say egg yay of glay. Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. So let's well, that's pretty much it. Our code is totally working, okay? Now we just need to stick these words together to make the sentence. Now, to do that, let me just get rid of all this. We just need to stick the words back together, then print it out. Okay, so to stick it together, all we have to do is put a blank space and use the join method, okay? The join method is another string method. And what this is basically saying is join each of the words in the new words list together, but put a space in between them. So let's say if we had a word that said happy and we had birthday, then this would give us this joining thing would give us, but it would basically give us one string that said happy space birthday, because we joined both of these together with a space. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. We basically just joined each of the words together with a space to make a sentence. And that should be... Oh no, and we do need to save this in a variable called output. So now we actually have to save that somewhere. And now we just print out that output to the screen. And that's that. So dun dun dun, we can finally print the output. Let's see how this works. Let's enter a sentence, shall we? Let's say, hello, my name is Ziad, and it's great to meet you. Hello, hey, my a, amin a, is ye, id, iadze, and ye, it's ye, eat grey, ote, eat me, ooh ye. What the hell? Okay, that's fantastic. But for sure, you're going to want to share this with your friends and have a few laughs. I hope that made some slither of sense, right? It's quite complicated, but you can see there's nothing in there that you've not been introduced to before, right? It's just the way that you apply these bits and pieces to make your programs, which really is just going to come from practice, and it's going to come from a bit of hard work trying to understand how this works, right? So just watch the video again a few times, try and go through it and make it yourself. This is just kind of what you've got to do to start thinking like a programmer and how you can make these things work, because you know all the little pieces. You know string concatenation, you know slices, you know for loops, you know if statements, you know lists, you know string methods, you know input. So you know all these things. Sometimes it just takes a bit of a push and you just got to stretch yourself a bit to be able to build more complicated things. And I believe in you. You totally can do it. If you've got this far, this won't be too hard if you look at it once, twice, 3 times. Okay? Reminded me of a song by Lionel Richie. Anyway, okay, this project has been jam-packed with stuff. Some of it was familiar. A little bit of it was new, right? We had the what was new? We had this join keyword, and we had the break key, this join method, sorry, and we had the break keyword. But other than that, you've seen most of it. And use string methods, use all this stuff all together. And honestly, if you followed with me through this, I'm really, really proud of you. And if you didn't and you found it a bit tough, don't worry, I 100% believe in you. You're going to get it if you watch it 2 or 3 more times. So with the end of that, what we're going to do is we're just going to go for a section review of this section of the course on loops, just to make sure that we've got everything that I've talked about and you've got the main concepts, because that's what's important. And for that, I will see you in the next video.